great house at Collinwood in the world of parallel time. On this night, Melanie Collins, an adopted member of the family, has been given some news of a disturbing and startling nature concerning her own origins. She has heard it from the man she has fallen in love with, Kendrick Young. Kendrick intends to keep investigating until he learns the whole truth about Melanie's past. He is unaware that shortly he will discover Melanie's most frightening secret.
Why has everyone been lying to Melanie all these years? About her background, about where she came from, and the identity of her real parents.
No one knows the identity of her real parents. The only person that knew was Justin Collins when he adopted her from the Concord Orphanage near Boston.
You do lie with such ease, Miss Collins.
How dare you?
I might as well tell you. I've been to the Concord Orphanage. There is no record of her there. Now, what is the truth, Miss Collins? What is everyone trying to hide from Melanie?
I think you'd better leave now.
That will solve nothing. I intend to follow this up.
Mr. Young, this is the last warning I will give you. You are to leave here and not return, or I will not be responsible for what happens to you.
What are you trying to tell me? That I will get what Stella got?
I will see you to the door.
Death is the only answer. Until there is no one left. Until the curse has been appeased.
Perhaps we can talk for a few more minutes.
What's wrong? Something is wrong.
Nothing.
There's something out there you don't want me to see.
Oh, that's absurd.
Well, then I'll look in the foyer.
No, I insist that
You insist? I don't care what you insist. Melanie. Melanie, what's wrong? Melanie, say something.
You're not a Collins. Who are you?
Who am I?
You shouldn't be here. You don't belong. All in this house are destined to die.
All right, Miss Collins, tell me what's wrong with her. Tell me!
The great house at Collinwood. From out of the past, the spirit of James Forsyth has come to claim what is due him. When Morgan Collins spent the night in the locked room, James Forsyth took possession of his body and now, through Morgan, is able to take revenge on the entire Collins family. Meanwhile, Melanie has brought word that Gabriel has returned and wants Flora to meet him at midnight in the deserted gazebo.
You're not frightened of me, too, are you?
No, of course not. You just startled me, that's all.
You look so pale in this light. How do I look?
Well, Gabriel, you look so tired and so very worried.
How do you think it was? It wasn't easy, you know, running from place to place, then resting for a few moments, then running again. Yes, I'm tired.
Poor son. Well, the worst is over. I'm here now.
Yes, Mother. Indeed you are.
those who dwell in the great house, no secret is buried beyond recall. More than a century ago, Brutus Collins killed a young girl and buried her in the cellar of a cottage on the estate. Now the spirit of her brother, James Forsyth, possessing the body of Morgan Collins, has found her bones and vows revenge on the family. A short time ago, another girl died, and now her brother Kendrick seeks to find the killer.
Well, Miss Collins, I'm glad to see you are finally at home.
You're wasting your time, Mr. Young. I have nothing to tell you.
Who killed my sister, Mrs. Collins? You know who did it. You know who she was acquainted with. And you know who had reason to kill her.
We know of no one who had any reason to kill Stella.
Well, then perhaps there was no reason. Perhaps it was a mindless, senseless act after all.
It was not Gabriel.
Someone did it, Miss Collins. Who? Who did it?
I don't know.
All right, then. Tell me where it happened first and then how.
No. I can't tell you anything.
Mama, you better tell him. I tried, but I couldn't. So you tell him, please.
The family at Collinwood goes on living under the effects of a curse that has lasted for 160 years, a curse that has left death and madness in its wake. Its latest victim is Morgan Collins, who spent a night in the legendary locked room and came out possessed by the spirit of James Forsyth, a man who died in 1680. Meanwhile, the marriage between Bramwell and Daphne continues to deteriorate as a result of what is happening at Collinwood.
Morgan went into that room to save me. That's why I must stay here and help him, even if he is this way for the rest of my life.
You're remarkably generous with the rest of your life, considering it belongs to me. Every minute you live is mine, just as every breath I take is yours. There is no Morgan. There never was. Other people are only shadows which we used to hurt each other with, to frighten each other with. That's true, isn't it?
Morgan did it for me. He went into that room for me.
You and I are the only real ones. You and I.
Oh, Bramwell.
It's you that I've always loved, and it always will be. Nothing can ever change that.
For over a century and a half, a curse has stalked the Collins family. Since 1880, all who have entered the legendary locked room have met with either death or madness. Most recently, it was Morgan Collins who entered the room. When he emerged, the family soon learned that Morgan had been possessed by the spirit of James Forsyth, who died in 1680. In his possessed state, Morgan has shown no signs of violence. But this night will see him change.
It's too late, Constance. You can't stop me now. You can never stop me from coming to see Amanda again.